Nestled in the heart of Hunedoara, Romania, Corvin Castle stands as a breathtaking testament to medieval grandeur. Also known as Hunyad Castle or Castellul Corvinilor, this imposing structure seems to leap straight from the pages of a fairy tale. Its soaring towers, formidable battlements and dramatic drawbridge capture the imagination of all who visit. This isn't just another old castle, it's a journey back in time, a place where history whispers from every stone and legend intertwines with fact. Prepare to be amazed by one of Eastern Europe's most significant Gothic masterpieces, a place that truly embodies the spirit of Transylvania. The castle's silhouette against the Romanian sky is an unforgettable sight, promising adventure and discovery within its ancient walls. As you approach, you can almost hear the echoes of clashing swords and the hustle and bustle of medieval life. Corvin Castle is more than just a historical monument. It is a vibrant piece of Romania's cultural heritage. Its construction, spanning several centuries, tells a fascinating story of ambition, power and artistic vision. We'll explore its deep roots, the powerful figures who shaped it, and why it continues to captivate visitors from around the globe, making it a must-see on any trip to this fascinating region. The significance of Corvin Castle extends far beyond its impressive architecture. It has been a silent witness to pivotal moments in European history, a strategic fortress, and a luxurious residence for powerful noble families. Understanding its past helps us appreciate the rich tapestry of Transylvanian history, a land often caught between empires and cultures. Here, Gothic art meets military might, creating a unique blend that sets Corvin Castle apart. It's a place that has inspired artists, writers, and filmmakers. And once you see it, you'll understand exactly why its allure is so powerful and enduring. Many travelers come to Romania seeking the legends of Dracula, but Corvin Castle offers a different, yet equally compelling narrative. While tales connect Vlad the Impaler to the castle, its true story is rooted in the Hunyadi dynasty, one of the most influential families in Hungarian and Romanian history. This castle is a proud symbol not just of a powerful family, but of the resilience and rich cultural identity of the Romanian people. So let's step across that drawbridge together and begin our exploration of this magnificent Gothic jewel, uncovering the secrets held within its formidable stone walls. The story of Corvin Castle doesn't begin with the grand Gothic structure we see today. Its origins are much humbler, tracing back to an earlier fortification on this strategic rocky outcrop. Archaeological evidence suggests that the Romans may have had a presence here, recognizing the defensive advantages of the site overlooking the Zlasti River. However, the first documented mention of a royal fortress in Hunedoara dates to the 14th century. This earlier structure was likely a simpler stone keep, serving the kingdoms of Hungary as an outpost to guard against potential threats and control the valuable mining resources of the region. This initial fortress was granted by King Sigismund of Luxembourg to Wojciech, a Wallachian nobleman and the father of the legendary John Hunyadi, in 1409. This gift was a reward for Wojciech's loyal military service, a common practice in medieval Europe, where land and titles were exchanged for allegiance and valor. The original structure would have been functional rather than opulent, designed primarily for defense. It likely consisted of an enclosure wall, a main tower, and perhaps a few auxiliary buildings. Imagine a stark, practical stronghold, quite different from the elaborate castle that would later rise in its place, built to withstand the rigors of medieval warfare. The transition from a modest royal fort to the beginnings of a grander castle started slowly. Wojciech and his family would have made some initial improvements, but the truly transformative period was yet to come. The existing fortifications provided a solid base, a literal foundation stone upon which future generations would build. This early phase is crucial because it established Hunedoara as a significant power center, paving the way for the ambitious construction projects that would follow. The strategic importance of the location cannot be overstated, as it controlled key trade routes and access to the mineral-rich Poiana Ruska mountains nearby. Life in this early fortress would have been rugged. The focus was on security and survival, not on comfort or display of wealth. The walls would have been thick, the windows small, and the living quarters Spartan. Yet, it was from these relatively modest beginnings that one of Europe's most spectacular castles would emerge. The foresight of King Sigismund in granting this land to the Hunyadi family set in motion a chain of events that would lead to the creation of a lasting architectural and historical legacy, a legacy that we can still explore and admire today. The most significant chapter in Corvin Castle's construction began in the mid-15th century under the ambitious direction of John Hunyadi, a formidable military commander, voivode of Transylvania, and regent governor of the Kingdom of Hungary. Hunyadi was a pivotal figure in the fight against the expanding Ottoman Empire. After inheriting the estate, he envisioned a residence that would reflect his growing power and status, as well as serve as a strategic stronghold. Around 1440, John Hunyadi initiated a massive building campaign, transforming the old fortress into the magnificent Gothic castle we largely see today. Hunyadi's vision was grand. He wasn't just adding a few rooms, he was reimagining the entire complex. He employed skilled artisans and architects, likely from various parts of Europe, to bring his dream to life. The construction was divided into two main phases during his lifetime. The first phase focused on reinforcing the existing fortifications and building new defensive towers. The second phase saw the addition of more palatial elements, including impressive halls and a chapel, reflecting the dual role of the castle as both a military bastion and a noble residence. This was a period of intense activity, with stonemasons, carpenters and labourers working tirelessly. The castle's design during Hunyadi's era showcased late Gothic architectural styles, characterized by pointed arches, ribbed vaults and elaborate stone carvings. He wanted a castle that was not only impenetrable but also awe-inspiring. Key structures built during this period include the powerful Capistrano Tower, the Old Gate Tower and the stunning Knight's Hall. The materials used were primarily locally quarried river stone and dolomite, giving the castle its characteristic rugged appearance. John Hunyadi's military expertise heavily influenced the defensive features, ensuring the castle could withstand prolonged sieges, a very real threat at the time. Sadly, John Hunyadi did not live to see his grand project fully completed. He died of the plague in 1456 during his successful defense of Belgrade against the Ottomans. However, his vision laid the essential groundwork for Corvin Castle's enduring legacy. His efforts transformed a modest fort into a symbol of power and resilience, a beacon of Christian defense in a turbulent era. The castle became intrinsically linked with his name and his heroic deeds, forever solidifying its place in the annals of European history as a Hunyadi stronghold, a testament to his ambition and his unwavering spirit. Corvin Castle is a veritable feast for the eyes, a stunning showcase of Gothic military and residential architecture, with later Renaissance additions that add to its complex charm. As you wander through its labyrinthine structure, you'll encounter a remarkable array of architectural features. The castle boasts numerous towers, each with its own distinct character and purpose. Perhaps the most striking is the Busdugan Tower, a uniquely shaped defensive structure adorned with decorative stone maces. Then there's the Neboisa Tower, the castle's most advanced defensive point, projecting outwards from the main fortifications to provide a commanding view. The castle is organized around several courtyards, which served as hubs of activity in medieval times. The main courtyard, once bustling with knights, servants and craftsmen, provides access to key areas like the Knight's Hall and the chapel. Imagine the sounds and sights of daily life unfolding here, the clang of the blacksmith's hammer, the neighing of horses and the calls of merchants. Another prominent feature is the impressive drawbridge leading to the Newgate Tower. This was the main entrance, designed to be heavily defended, a clear statement of the castle's might to any approaching visitor, friendly or otherwise. One of the most intriguing legends associated with the castle's construction is that of the well, located in the main courtyard. The story goes that the well was dug by 3 Turkish prisoners who were promised their freedom by John Hunyadi if they found water. They toiled for 15 long years, eventually striking water at a depth of nearly 30 meters. However, John Hunyadi had died, and his wife, Elizabeth Silagi, supposedly reneged on the promise. In their bitterness, the prisoners inscribed a message on the well's wall, often translated as "You have water, but no soul." This tale adds a layer of poignant human drama to the cold stone. Beyond the grand structures, it's the details that often capture your attention. An ornate window frame, a weathered coat of arms carved into stone, or a narrow spiral staircase leading to a hidden chamber. The Diet Hall, with its impressive Gothic vaulting, served as a council room and for ceremonial occasions. The castle's layout is complex, a result of centuries of additions and modifications by different owners. This organic development, rather than a single unified plan, contributes to its unique, almost fantastical appearance. It's a place where every corner seems to hold a new discovery, a new story waiting to be told. Section 5. A fortress through time, sieges, battles and royal residence. Corvin Castle wasn't just built for show, it was a fully functional military fortress that played a significant role in the turbulent history of the region. Its strategic location in southern Transylvania made it a crucial defensive point against the encroaching Ottoman Empire throughout the 15th and 16th centuries. Under John Hunyadi, a renowned military leader celebrated for his victories against the Ottomans, the castle was a bastion of Christian Europe. Its thick walls, strategically placed towers and well-defended gateways were designed to withstand the most determined attacks, including those utilizing early artillery. The castle witnessed its share of conflict, though direct, full-scale sieges on the scale of Belgrade were perhaps less frequent due to its formidable defenses and the proactive campaigns led by Hunyadi. However, the constant threat of Ottoman raids and the internal power struggles within the Kingdom of Hungary meant that the castle's garrison had to be ever vigilant. Its role as a military headquarters meant it was often a hub for planning campaigns and gathering armies. The very presence of such a strong fortress would have acted as a deterrent, projecting Hunyadi power and control over the surrounding territories, a vital aspect of medieval statecraft. Beyond its military functions, Corvin Castle also served as a luxurious noble residence. After John Hunyadi's death, his son Matthias Corvinus, later King of Hungary, continued to use and embellish the castle, although his primary residences were elsewhere. The castle passed through various noble families over the centuries, including the Bethlen and Apafi families, each leaving their mark, though not always sympathetically to the original Gothic design. It hosted royalty, dignitaries and councils, its grand halls echoing with feasts, political discussions and courtly life. A stark contrast to the grim realities of warfare it was also built to endure. The castle also endured periods of neglect and misfortune. A major fire in 1854 caused significant damage, destroying many of the wooden structures and intricate interior details. This tragic event, however, paved the way for extensive restoration efforts in the late 19th and 20th centuries, which aimed to bring the castle back to its former glory, emphasizing its Gothic character. These restorations, while sometimes debated by historians, have ensured the castle's survival and its accessibility to us today, allowing us to step back into a world of knights, kings, and epic struggles for power. Section 6. The Corvin Legacy, Matthias Corvinus and Renaissance Flourishes. While John Hunyadi laid the Gothic foundations of Corvin Castle, his son, Matthias Corvinus, who reigned as King of Hungary and Croatia from 1458 to 1490, also left an indelible mark on the structure. Matthias was a true Renaissance ruler, a patron of arts and sciences, and his court was one of the most brilliant in Europe. Although Corvin Castle was not his primary residence, he favoured Buda and Visegrad. He did initiate further modifications and additions that introduced early Renaissance elements to the predominantly Gothic fortress, reflecting the changing artistic tastes of the era. Under Matthias's influence, or during the period immediately following his reign, certain parts of the castle were updated to reflect a more refined aesthetic. The Martia wing, also known as Loggia Martia, is one such example, featuring an open gallery with elegant columns and arches, a clear departure from the severe Gothic style. This loggia provided a pleasant space for leisure and offered fine views, indicative of a shift towards comfort and artistic display alongside defensive capabilities. These Renaissance touches, though perhaps not as extensive as in his main palaces, show his desire to modernize and beautify his ancestral home. The raven, or corvus in Latin, holding a golden ring in its beak, is a prominent symbol associated with the Hunyadi family and Matthias Corvinus. Legend has it that Matthias's signet ring was stolen by a raven, which he then shot down with an arrow to retrieve it. Impressed by this event, he adopted the raven as his family emblem. You'll see depictions of this raven throughout the castle, a constant reminder of the Corvin dynasty. This emblem became a powerful symbol of his lineage and his reign, linking him directly to the legacy of his heroic father and the castle that bore their name. Matthias Corvinus is remembered as one of Hungary's greatest kings, known for his just rule, military prowess, and cultural achievements. His connection to Corvin Castle, even if less direct in terms of long-term residency, further elevates its historical importance. The castle stands as a monument not only to John Hunyadi's military genius, but also to the cultural sophistication of the Corvin era. The blend of robust Gothic architecture with these later, more delicate Renaissance details tells a story of evolving power, taste, and the enduring legacy of a remarkable family that shaped the destiny of Central Europe. Section 7. Echoes of the Past, the Knight's Hall and Chapel. Two of the most breathtaking spaces within Corvin Castle are undoubtedly the Knight's Hall and the Castle Chapel. The Knight's Hall, a masterpiece of Gothic civil architecture, is a vast chamber that immediately transports you to the age of chivalry. Built during John Hunyadi's time, it served multiple purposes as a feasting hall for lavish banquets, a reception area for important dignitaries, and a council room where crucial decisions were made. Imagine the hall filled with long tables, roaring fireplaces, and knights in shining armor, their voices echoing off the high vaulted ceilings. The architecture of the Knight's Hall is truly impressive. Its ribbed vaulting is supported by a series of octagonal marble pillars, creating an atmosphere of solemn grandeur. Large Gothic windows would have once been filled with stained glass, casting colourful patterns across the stone floor. The sheer scale of the room speaks to the power and wealth of the Hunyadi family. It was designed to impress, to showcase their status to all who entered. Today, standing in this magnificent hall, you can almost feel the weight of history, the presence of those who dined, debated, and celebrated within these very walls centuries ago. Adjacent to the Knight's Hall, or rather accessible through the Diet Hall, is the Castle Chapel. While perhaps not as grand in scale as some cathedral chapels, it possesses an intimate and spiritual atmosphere. Also dating back to John Hunyadi's era, the chapel was an essential part of any noble residence, providing a private space for worship for the castle's inhabitants. It features Gothic architectural elements, including pointed arches and remnants of frescoes that hint at its original vibrant decoration. The chapel served the spiritual needs of the Hunyadi family and their court, a place for prayer, reflection, and important religious ceremonies. Over the centuries, the chapel, like other parts of the castle, underwent modifications and suffered damage, particularly in the 1854 fire. Restoration efforts have sought to preserve its historical character. It originally had an upper level, the matroneum, for the noble ladies. Standing in the chapel, you can contemplate the faith that guided these powerful figures through turbulent times. Both the Knight's Hall and the chapel are central to understanding the life and spirit of Corvin Castle. They represent the dual aspects of medieval nobility, the worldly power and martial prowess displayed in the hall, and the spiritual devotion expressed in the chapel. Section 9. Corvin Castle today, a journey into medieval Transylvania. Visiting Corvin Castle today is like stepping through a time portal directly into the heart of medieval Transylvania. It remains one of Romania's most popular and captivating tourist destinations, and for very good reason. As you cross the long wooden drawbridge over the Zlasti River moat, the sheer scale and dramatic silhouette of the castle, with its myriad of towers, turrets, and battlements, are simply awe-inspiring. The local authorities have done a commendable job in making the castle accessible while preserving its historic atmosphere, allowing you to explore its many courtyards, halls and chambers at your own pace. Inside, you can wander through the legendary Knight's Hall, climb narrow spiral staircases to the top of towers for panoramic views, and peer into the gloomy depths of the bear pit or the supposed prison cell of Vlad the Impaler. Though this claim is historically debated, it adds to the mystique. Informative plaques, often in multiple languages, provide context about the different sections of the castle, its history, and the notable figures who lived here. You might even encounter costumed guides or medieval-themed events, especially during the tourist season, which further enhance the immersive experience of journeying back in time. The town of Hunedoara, while perhaps overshadowed by its magnificent castle, offers a glimpse into Romanian provincial life. You'll find local eateries where you can sample traditional Romanian cuisine, perhaps some hearty sarmale or mamaliga, accompanied by local wines or the potent tuica. The hospitality of the Romanian people is warm and genuine, and they are generally proud to share their cultural heritage with visitors. Exploring the area around Hunedoara can also reveal other historical sites and the beautiful natural landscapes of the Transylvanian countryside, making Corvin Castle a great anchor for a regional tour. In conclusion, Corvin Castle is far more than just a photogenic landmark. It's an essential experience for anyone interested in European history, medieval architecture, or simply seeking a touch of fairy tale magic. Its rich past, intertwined with heroic figures and dramatic events, combined with its stunning Gothic and Renaissance features, make it an unforgettable destination. It stands proudly as a testament to Romania's fascinating heritage, inviting you to discover its secrets and to feel the powerful echoes of centuries past. A visit here is a journey you won't soon forget, a highlight of any trip to Eastern Europe.